What's up, YouTube? Today's video is going to be a Q&A, something I haven't done in quite a while. So I asked you guys on Instagram what your questions are, and I think I got a pretty good amount. If I don't answer your questions, please don't hate me. I'm trying to get through them all, and I'm just going to pick some that I feel like are a few repeats. Before I start the video, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe down below for more content. And without further ado, let's start the Q&A. To my question picture. It was this pic. I literally hate going through questions because I cannot choose. But here is a very common question. Will you have ambassadors/athletes for your clothing brand? So if you guys are new to my channel, my sister and I have created our own line called Balance Athletica from this ground up, from complete scratch. So we've designed everything, chose the perfect fabric and all of that, and that launches end of July. So Sarah Breast, hi Sarah if you're watching this, will you have ambassadors and athletes? Stay tuned for that question/answer, because I'm gonna go over that in some other videos that we're doing for Balance, and then also the Balances page. When we get there, we're just kind of waiting to continue to announce the brand as we get closer to pre-sale and launch. So stay tuned for that. I don't want to go into further detail. Carly Ann, did you jump into the pool with your wedding dress or did you change before that shot? Yes, I changed before jumping in. We actually had no idea we were gonna jump into a pool after our reception, I think it was. The photographer just said, hey, this makes a really cool picture. If you guys want to jump in the pool, you guys are going to love these photos. So, I think everyone was a little bit tipsy. The margaritas were strong in Mexico, especially during our wedding. But we were all like, yeah, let's do it. So I had actually already changed into my reception dress. And part of the reason was because I was literally so hot in that wedding dress. It was squeezing me. I couldn't breathe. You guys, this wedding dress was tiny. I had competed 2 weeks before, and I had to make sure that I stayed that tiny to fit into this dress because it was so small. But anyways, couldn't breathe. I changed into that dress, and then we jumped into the pool. Steffi Wren, when can we see more of your new brand? So again, we're waiting until we get closer to launch and pre-launch to kind of roll things out a little bit further. We're also waiting for a few more pre-production samples, and that we will have our colors and everything sent to us, the final product. And so stay tuned as we start to get those things in. We'll start to announce further, but a clothing line, if you want to do it right and if you want to do it well, it takes a very long time, up to a year or so. So that's kind of what we've been doing. It's kind of like a waiting game, which sucks, but we have no control over our manufacturers and everything. We're just kind of rolling with it, following God's plan and timing and everything. So you guys should hear more from the brand within the next few weeks for sure. Julia McCall, hi. Favorite alcoholic drink, tastiest without considering calories and health? Oh, okay, so the tastiest. I love mojitos. I actually, when growing up, my parents used to make mojitos, obviously a virgin mojito for me, but I just love the taste and the mint, and I think it's either cilantro, maybe not cilantro, maybe I'm just thinking of mint, but I love mojitos, and I love Moscow mules. So good. Not good on the calories, but really, really good. This is from Maggie. Hi, Maggie. This question is from my mom. She wants to know the setup / how you got Lily and Zoe to use the bell when they have to pee. We are in the middle of potty training. So the bell, we have 2 dogs and we've trained them to ring the bell when they have to go outside. So it's going to take a long time. It literally took Zoe like 3 months until we actually heard her ring the bell. Like, it was a very faint ring and we were like, did you hear that? Did you hear that? So it takes a while. So when you take them out, you want to make sure you take their paw and you ring the bell before you open the door to go out. And eventually they'll start to learn. So that's really all you have to do. Take their paw, make them ring the bell, and then eventually they will learn. Some take longer than others. Lily took like a week, but Zoe took like, I don't know, 3 months. Okay, how do you know when it's time to change your macros and workout routine? So with my clients, what I do is if we're not seeing any body fat or weight loss within 2 weeks, then I know it's time to drop their calories and add a little bit more cardio. Sometimes I just solely drop their calories or solely add in cardio. But I would say if you're not seeing any movement on the scale, either A, you are needing to go into a reverse diet and your metabolism is shot, or B, drop a little bit lower, see within the next couple weeks how your body responds. Did you leave Gymshark? The infamous question. I actually saved this answer for this Q&A because I knew it was going to come up, but I have been with Gymshark for 3 years. Gymshark has been a company that I dreamed of being with, and they exceeded my expectations being with them. They are just an incredible team, incredible clothing line, incredible people that I really was proud to represent and proud to be a part of. Unfortunately, having my own line, I'm not going to be able to fully support both. They did ask me that question if I wanted to do that, but I just felt in my heart that it would be really hard to commit to both Balance and Gymshark fully. And it honestly, like, it made me cry leaving them because they are just so amazing. But honestly, it's a new chapter in my life and my sister's life and Steve's life that we are so excited to pursue this opportunity and see where it goes. But it was very sad leaving them. They were just so sweet about it, and I was very nervous to see their response and reaction, but they were just incredible. It's been really cool to watch them grow just in the matter of 3 years. It's been insane. Even their clothing, just everything has just gone from here to here, and yeah, that's my answer. So I'm not with Gymshark anymore, but I will always support their brand. You'll always see me wearing Gymshark. I have everything Gymshark, as you know, so I will always support their brand and you'll always see me wearing them. But that's my answer. I'm not with Gymshark anymore. Very, very sad, but they'll have a special place in my heart. It's like being with someone for that amount of time and like leaving. So that's why this answer is so like emotional and long. Looking so beautiful today. Since you and Steve both work from home and are always together, how do you guys keep the spark alive? That's a very good question. So when you're with someone for 24/7, it can get, you know, a little bit dull, a little bit monotonous. But Steve is thankfully very goofy and loves to jack with me and mess around and like just make me laugh, and he's just always cracking jokes and being so silly. So I feel like being playful with each other is definitely what helps keep the spark alive. We're a very different couple. Ever since we met, we've been together for 24/7. Like, we met in high school, my senior year, and we were inseparable. Like, we would do everything together. Went to college. I transferred to Purdue. We did everything together. So we're very rare in the fact that we actually love each other's company, and I don't get really annoyed. Well, I get annoyed by him when he's being, you know, annoying, but we just, I don't know, we just have like a very different relationship, I feel like, to where we don't really get tired of each other, and we always try and like make time for date nights now that he's not in med school. It's kind of where we are at with working from home and being together 24/7. What are your macros looking like right now because you aren't competing and are maintaining? So, if you guys watched my last 2 videos, I talked about what my macros were, what my goals were, And I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Steve and I were driving back home from Boulder that night, and we're really talking about, you know, why I've been tracking macros for 3 years, or I've been on a meal planner tracking macros for 3 years, and we were talking about it, and I was just like, it's giving me anxiety that, you know, I have to track every single day and I have to track to the gram. I want to maintain right now, like in terms of body fat, and I know that I can do that intuitively. So I made that video on what my physique update was and goals were, but then the next day I contacted my coach, Nick Tong, and was like, I need a break mentally from tracking. I think that tracking is an amazing tool to get you from point A to point B. I think it's great to see what portion sizes work for you, what different food compositions are. But for me personally, I had been doing it for 3 years, and I've learned so much that I can eyeball portion sizes and eyeball food that I don't really need to be tracking every single day. So I made that decision last week. It's been a week since I haven't been tracking macros, and it's been a huge pivotal point in my life because I've been having some anxiety, and as you guys know, with my dad and everything and moving, it's just been a lot. So there was one thing that was like still giving me anxiety. Once I contacted Nick and we came up with a plan, like, you know, I'm just gonna take a break. I need a break. I felt like 10 pounds lifted off my shoulders, and I haven't really had that need to have like a panic attack or anxiety since then. So I felt like the last piece of the puzzle that was making me not happy was tracking all the time. And that is kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about in this Q&A too, was the fact that I'm not tracking anymore. So if you guys want to see like a new full day of eating, just intuitively eating and stuff like that, I'll definitely do that. I'll take you along my journey of, you know, not tracking and give you some tips and tricks for you guys if you decide to not macro track. But that's kind of what's been going on in my life. And again, I think that tracking macros is amazing to help you grow that lean mass if you don't really eat a lot and you need to push food. It's really great for that. It's also really great to help you lose body fat. So if you are in, let's say, our 12-week challenge, Team FBT 12-week challenge, it is great for you to be tracking macros because you have a set goal in mind, or you're trying to revamp your metabolism. But for me personally, I just didn't need to do it. So I'm not with Nick as of now. I'm doing my own thing, and it feels really good to just feel free. This past 3 years, I've just felt, you know, I've had a goal in mind to compete, which I'll talk about here soon. Okay, this one is from Ruth.fit. How did you find that you got to that point in life where you're completely satisfied with your body and content with no matter what phase you are in? Do you ever have bad days where you don't like your body? This is such a good question because I feel like everyone can relate to this. We are female, and we are gonna have those days where we don't like our body. We're gonna wake up and we're just gonna have bad body image days. That is all part of it. I don't know one person that doesn't have that. So yeah, I do have bad body image days where I'm like, okay, today I feel really bloated and puffy. But it's not gonna change the fact that I feel comfortable in my own skin, and I'm not going to kill myself to, you know, get to a certain goal. If, let's say, I'm feeling bloated and puffy because I ate a burger last night, I'm not gonna go do a ton of cardio to punish myself because I hate my body. So I think that it takes a while to get to that point, but honestly what I did, because I used to have like very bad body image issues, which you guys can look at my full story earlier on in my YouTube channel, but you are gonna have, I did have bad body image issues to where I just literally only ate vegetables, beans, and like that's really it. So what really helped me was surrounding myself with positive influences in my life. So like just kind of my relationship with Steve and my new friends that I made in high school because we had just moved. I just really latched onto those friendships, and you know, if they wanted to go out to eat one night, I made myself say yes to it, and over time, just fully allowing myself to say yes to certain things and be okay with certain things, over time my body image of myself, I think that's what I'm saying, right, changed, and I am now able to be fully comfortable in my own skin because I know that people around me are going to love me no matter what. They're not going to judge you if you are this % body fat or this % body fat. If someone in your life truly loves you, like your friends and your family and your significant other, no matter the body fat percentage you're at, it shouldn't matter to them. So that's what you really have to think of. Like, being shredded is awesome, but also like living a life full of life is awesome too. So you just have to think of that and think of the positives in every situation that you're going through, whether it's cutting or growing or maintaining. This is from Brooke_Lynn. Hi Taylor, you're awesome. Okay, so I see you drinking wine occasionally. How do you get rid of the alcohol munchies? I feel that I always get out of control with my snacking when I drink. Yes, girl, and that just has to do with knowing your tolerance. So I feel like I go through the same thing. If I have 1 glass of wine, I'm fine, I can control it. But if I have 2 glasses of wine, I just say screw it and, let the munchies take over my brain. So I would say know your tolerance and always have a snack ready for after you drink your wine. So like for me, I drink my wine at night and I come home or, I make my meal before I go to bed. So just make sure that you have like a snack already planned after you drink your wine, because otherwise you're gonna feel like, famished and you need something to eat, which definitely do eat, but try and have that planned out in your head. Like, okay, I'm gonna have crackers and string cheese after this wine to help satisfy me, or I'm gonna have like cream of rice and protein powder, which is me, or like oats or something like that. Popcorn is really good. So just make sure you have a snack after your wine to fulfill those cravings. Dark chocolate's really good. Stuff like that will really, really help you. It's okay to eat after you drink your wine, but just be aware of the calorie-dense snacks like ice cream, like what you really want. If you do want that, that's fine. Just make sure to like portion it out and have that in your brain. Like, be prepared, I would say. This is from Sarah.Pastura0903. How are you now living life without tracking? Was it hard after so many years in prep? How are you relearning balance and giving into sweets and drinks out with friends? Sarah, this is a really good question, and I feel like I can honestly make a huge YouTube video about tracking macros and weaning off of tracking macros. So I'm gonna actually keep that for a separate video. Hopefully next week I can do that. But that's a really, really, really good question because I feel like a lot of people struggle after tracking macros. So I'm gonna make a video about that. What tips do you have for someone who wants to do a cut but is not competing? From fit.fearlessmay. If you're not cutting for a show, just know you don't have to absolutely kill yourself. With my Team FBT challenge girls, I do bring their macros fairly low, but I would never bring them so low to where they are hurting their metabolism or they are completely miserable. If you're cutting for just life, I would say take it nice and easy, take it slow, evaluate your body every week or so, and cut macros, add cardio down from there. That's a really hard question because, when you're prepping for a show, you're willing to go from 0 to 100 no matter what. You have that mentality of just like grind. But in life, like regular life, a cutting phase should be a lot different and you should enjoy the process a little bit more, I would say. So if you, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I feel like I could talk about that forever.